So we'll continue again. I don't know what is the problem, but we have we have a paid Zoom account, and they shouldn't be happening. So I hope I'm coming in loud and clear. We can continue, right?
Yeah. We can. We are seeing your
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah. So like we were saying, equipment can malfunction. So that is something that you don't have control over for the malfunction. But what you do have control over is the equipment to buy. You can decide which brand of equipment to go after. So you go after with the equipment that have the best reviews. That is, people have used them before and can attest that yes, these devices, this brand can produce good equipment. So another thing is system itself can fail. So that is the software, the internal power of the system, it can fail. And sometimes the failure of the system can either be natural or it could be caused by humans. So for instance, uh, flood, storm, fire outbreak, electrical disturbance can all cause network systems, uh, can all cause them to have problems. So that's a disadvantage. But these are disadvantages you don't see them as disadvantage, of course, because equipment malfunction is it's normal that equipment will malfunction, flood, storms, and fire. You can't predict them. Another threat and another risk of computer networking is computer hackers. So you always have people coming in trying to hack through. So this is why protecting your network is a major task. So another threat is virus attacks because virus attacking a single computer is much more easier to deal with than a virus that will attack a network. Okay, Kevin, you can ask your question, but I'll better see if you raise your hand. So, Kevin, unmute yourself and ask your question on virus attack.
No, my question has to do with the computer hackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to know how can you prevent your network from being hacked by hackers?
Yeah. So, what you can do to prevent your network from being hacked by hackers is um, first thing is reduce your network presence outside. So try to make your network as secret as possible. That is, you're not exposing it, like
Mm-hmm.
having it on the internet. And then one another thing is you go up for strong antivirus around, and you're not going for the free
Okay.
version of the antiviruses. You have to go for pay something because free things are not always free, like I stated.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
so
sure.
somebody will give you an antivirus and they say you're not paying anything for it. But then that antivirus may be a spyware. That is, it might be a software that is sending secret information to where it came from. So
Yeah.
they will produce the antivirus and embed some programming code in it that it will just be installed on your computer, probably copying any login to any website you go to. Once you log in, once you have username and password, it will copy it and it will be sending it back to where it came from. So you have to,
Okay. So
yeah.
so how can you as a networking technician
Mm-hmm.
prevent totally prevent your network from being hacked? Because nowadays you find out that people facing software, a lot of software to hack in people's system.
Yeah. So what you can do is you don't prevent your network from totally being hacked. That's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Okay.
you can mitigate it. Like one popular way people do it is the expensive way. They do a clone.
Mm-hmm.
It's called honey potting. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
make an exact copy of the network and make it vulnerable. And then they have the main network that they secure. The idea of the honeypot is, you know what honeypot is, right? It captures honey, so it's sweet.
Yeah.
So that means the network is vulnerable. Attackers will come in, they keep attacking, but there is nothing to gain from that network. The only thing is you are learning on how to attack your network, and you
Okay.
building on it. But that
Okay.
that honeypot is another exact copy of the network, but with nothing to lose. The idea is the
Okay.
attackers should attack it. It is public. They were attacking and then thinking that
Yeah.
yeah, they're getting something out of it, but they will get nothing out of it. You will only learn from the attack.
Yeah, but sometimes when I enter in some offices, I
Yeah,
don't just even if I on my Wi-Fi, I don't just receive information that so and so XYZ network is on. No, it can happen. So how can you do that?
what? How can you do? I didn't get your point.
Okay, for example, I enter in EPA,
Okay.
Environmental Protection
Yeah,
Agency,
yeah.
office a few days, but I did not receive any notification from my Wi-Fi that XYZ Wi-Fi is on. Click to connect. No, I did not receive that. So how can you do that?
Or to receive that alert, that
Yes.
those are differences in your devices. Not every device will notify you. Mostly the phones will notify you when your Wi-Fi is on. That's the first thing. If your Wi-Fi is on, and then the phone detect that
Yeah.
there is a Wi-Fi connection that is open. That means you don't have a password. Then the phone will
Okay.
notify you that yes, this network is available, but it is without password. So your phone can notify you on that, but not every device will notify you. You have to go there to search for available networks. Robert
Yeah.
Dobler,
So
yeah, okay, go ahead.
so does that means that they hate their Wi-Fi ID?
No, they didn't hide it.
Because sometimes,
It
yeah,
shows.
because sometimes even if a network has a password, sometimes you can notify me.
Yep.
Like if I'm working on Broad Street, I can receive a lot of notification that XYZ Wi-Fi
Yeah.
is
So
on, click to connect.
like what I said again, that's just device differences. It's not really like something that you can set across devices. That just maybe the way your own device is made. Uh, it's just device differences. Your device can alert you when you see a nearby network. Other devices may not
Okay.
do it, but that's no major. That's no
Yeah.
major deal. It's
Yeah.
not. It is not the network. Though networks can
Okay.
hide, they can hide their identity, but it is not the network that is notifying you. It's your phone that is notifying you that it has, you have identified a
Yeah.
Wi-Fi
Identify. Yeah.
or Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That is because you put up your Wi-Fi setting is on. So
Yeah. Yeah.
whenever it detects a wireless network, it will let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Robert Dobler, your hand was up.
Yeah, I just want to add to that anyway. But you already made it clarity. It has to do with the setting, how
Yeah.
you set it. Like maybe when a network is available, you just leave it open. But once you set it in a way, whenever you pass in, sometimes your device can detect. But it just depends how you set it for your setting. That's all I want to say.
Okay, thank you. So yeah,
Or maybe sometimes the people who install the network, they didn't know that you can set a range of user. So maybe sometimes you set it on 5 user so that anybody trying to connect to that Wi-Fi, they won't be able to access the Wi-Fi.
yeah, that is just something that's just restriction. But why if the Wi-Fi already have only 2 users and are passing by? That means I can still connect, right? Because it hasn't reached the maximum host it can
But
take.
if you have an encryption
Uh,
applied to it,
Encryption, leave the idea of encryption. The network have a password. That just the
mhm,
password it need. The encryption is within the network device that is being used for connection. So
okay,
yeah,
okay, thank you.
run up Dodo, run up Dodo. Are you there?
Yes, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
my connection was giving problem for about 5 minutes and I was not able to get the lecture that was going on. So can you please go over what you just said?
Oh yeah. Okay, no problem. We were discussing the risks involved with computer networking computers. That was what we were talking about. We're discussing the risks involved. So once we talk about them, we talk about equipment malfunction. That is something that is regular. So that is something that we don't have total control over. We have partial control over it. That is to select which equipment to go for. Equipment with higher user reviews and that are good, we can go for them. Equipment that you see a lot of people buying and giving good heads up, you can go after them. So that's what we can do with equipment malfunction. But then even if we go along the line, equipment will still malfunction. We have to talk about system failures. System failures has to do with either the natural or the human failures of our system. For instance, we talk about floods. So when a flood is supposed to come, you can't stop it. That's a risk. When you have fire outbreak, that's something you can expect. Electrical disturbance. So those are the risks involved. We talk about computer hackers. So those are people that are around trying to penetrate your network, gain unlawful or unauthorized access, either for the good or the bad. So they might be hacking your network, maybe just to know the leakage and then let you know. Or they might be hacking your network to steal your important information or to deny you of services. We talk about virus attacks. We say we know what virus attacks are. So viruses go on to spread across our computers. So with a network, with a computer network, a virus can easily spread across all devices on our network. So virus attacks is one risk of computer network. Another one, well, the major of all the major risks that we see here is the human being. The people. The people are the major risk because if the people are not aligned with your goal or if their motives are not as clear as it should be, they can they can bring up all of the risks to your computer network. Uh, for instance, you go on and have an employee whose motive is to take your network down. That particular employee might be working for somebody from the back, giving access to people or passing information from your network to people who are not supposed to see it. So that is one key thing we have to deal with. That's one key risk of a network. And for that, you deal with it if you put into place proper firing and hiring practices. Proper firing. Okay, let's talk about proper hiring first. Proper hiring. Uh, Before you hire an employee, you want to do a thorough background check on them, what they are involved with, what is their history, especially when it comes to employment. Have they lost a job before? Why did they lose the job? Or else you might be like our government in Liberia. Like I'm not talking about the current one, but generally across the board. So that they will go on hiring people. We are checking their background. I can remember at some point we had somebody who was hired by NEC. I think that was the regime of Madam Salif, and he had some corruption scandal from the GFC. But there was nothing, there was no spot check on him. He was hired. So when you when you practice proper firing and hiring, you tend to employ employees who are aligned to your organization goals, who will not deviate, who are not giving access to people who don't have to have the access. Remember the whole idea of protection or who's there? The whole idea of protection and security is about information being confidential, you maintaining integrity over the information, and then information being available to people. So if the information have landed in the wrong person, it causes a great threat for you. Robert, you are saying, what does it take to be a hacker? To be a hacker is to have the knowledge taking on the you can go to Udemy. Udemy have courses on ethical hacking. So to be a hacker is to be able to penetrate systems. To be a hacker is to be able to penetrate systems without passing through the normal channel. So if I'm able to go through the executive mansion network and gain access without being admitted, I'm a hacker. But then the question is, which type of hacker you want to be? You want to be ethical, or you want to be unethical? You want to be black hat, or you want to be red hat? So, or you want to be white hat? So, some hackers go in to get access to the information so they can use it for the good of the organization. That is, they go back to the organization and tell them, yes, I've noticed some leakage in your system, and this is what you can do. You can probably get employed. Some hackers gain access to the system, and then we just use that information for the bad. So that is it about the risks of computer network. And what we will do now is we will go to us individually to see how any of these risks apply. Just a logical explanation of just any of the risks, or maybe provide a point. So we'll start again with you, Joshua. You our number one. What do you think about computer risks? Uh, Joshua, you getting me?
Yeah, you're coming here, bro. Your question?
So we've talked about the risks involved with computing. So we want some insight. What's your take on it? Uh, in fact, you don't have to limit it to risks. You may go as far as network, the benefit, and the risks. So what's your take on it? What real life scenario you can attach to any of the points that we've just mentioned?
Yeah, for
And while Joshua is doing his, Kevin, Randolph, Robert, and Terrence, be wrapping up your ideas. Yeah.
yeah. Also for the race, what you got for the computer hacker? Yeah, so we gotta put things in place that people would not, or because it's very hard for someone to for you to say you do your system that no one will hack it. It's possible, but you gotta put things in place that it will be very hard for people to go through it in a very simple way. And again, about the the virus. Yeah, you also talk about the various type of antivirus to put on your system. Yeah. So I thought that you should go for the rifle one. What would be better and also good for the system that you will not get any virus on the system
Mm.
to
All right.
prevent every virus.
Thank you, Joshua. Uh, I'll call it Kevin. Kevin, looking at our explanation, okay, Robert Dobler, your hand is up, so I will take you.
Yeah, okay. So you were talking about our experience and things. Just yesterday, my machine, I experienced that it was kind of a malfunctioning. Put it on, trying to log in with a password, and then there was no sound, nothing like rating coming off, so I had to cut it off, put it back on, and later it came on. I logged in. So just yesterday, I experienced that. For the antivirus, I experienced it before, like putting like maybe using or how you call this a stick, what we might call a stick, common here, putting my machine, and then I experienced I corrupted some documents and things. So basically, that's it for the computer hacking and other things. I haven't really experienced yet, yet. Yeah. to really notice it. Apparently, maybe it happened to me, but to notice it, I haven't really experienced that yet. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Terrence, your hand is up.
Yeah, actually, I didn't get the actual explanation I was asking not too long because I was trying to join the conversation back, but my internet was like fluctuating. So I want you to please go over like say computer hacker and virus attacks.
Oh, okay. But when we talk about computer hackers, we talk about those people who come in. So we are discussing the risks of computer of networking. So one of the risks here is hackers. So hackers are those people who come into your system unlawfully, either for the good or the bad. So hackers, people who they penetrate your system using the back door. So that is they don't pass through the rifle part, they are not authenticated, they are not authorized, but because they have some sort of knowledge or some sort of tools, they penetrate your system. So when they get there, they are either using they get hold of your information. They are either using it for the good or for the bad. When we say for the good, sometimes hackers will take hold of your information and then they will tell you, and yes, I've gone to your system. I was able to penetrate your system, and and so I've noticed that this place needs this patch, and just you need to work on this. And that's how some hackers do. Some hackers will go take your information and use it against you. Probably they go into your system and then try to deny you access. Or they go into your system like they have some of them, some of them they produce, they go there, take your information, block you from accessing it, and then use the information against you. So a hacker can either be for the good reason or for the bad reason. When we talk about virus attacks, viruses are those software, malicious ones that harm our computers. So virus attacks are a threat to computer networks. In that, when a virus enters a computer network, it will spread across all of the devices on a particular network. So, and they will some viruses are like malware in terms of malware. We know what they are. They are some software, malicious one, like the name is malicious software. So they are on your computer, pretending to be what they are not. Especially like this, you have a software on your computer that you are using to play game or game, especially you got it free. But then that game, while you're there playing the game, it is there in the background collecting your information. Like for every time you log into a website, it collect the login, username, and password, and then it send it to where it originated from. We have some other softwares, they are called ransomwares. There's some other attacks, they are called ransomware. What they do is they come to your computer system, block you access, and then request that you pay a certain amount before you can gain access back to your system. So those are the kind of threats computer networks tend to face. We'll go back to you, Kelvin.
Hello?
Yes, Kelvin, Terrence, hold on.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, my internet was giving a problem because the rainfall on the south. So, uh, but lately when you came to yourself and understand something that you guys were talking about, computer hacking and virus attack, right?
Yes.
Yeah, computer hacking. Probably a friend of yours could hack your account to show you how secure your system is for the good side. And sometimes most hackers will hack your account or will hack your network in order to use it for personal gain. But now the good side of it is that it will teach you how to work on your security system well. It will, it will teach you how to go about securing your system for your users. That's the good side, but the bad side is that they will need money from you.
Okay.
And virus attack happen wherein you are using your computer to host a network. Probably using your computer as a host, and then anybody bring USB to you, maybe your stick, you take it and plug in your computer. Probably as that stick isn't safe, and it will send network in the computer. It will send virus in the computer, and once that virus is in the computer, it will send a tag to your user also, and it will even harm your computer. So like that, your internet connection, it will fail. The process of you sending information to other people, it will have a little bit of problem because of that virus that is in the computer.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Terrence, your hand is up.
My question here has to do with why brother Baggin just talking about. He was talking about something called ethical issues, ethical hacking.
Yeah.
So when you talk about ethical hacking, what are you really talking about?
That is, you are hacking into systems, but for the right reason. That is, you following some set of rules.
Okay.
So,
Then next,
yes.
considering the topic we were talking about computer networking.
Yeah.
We were talking about connecting from one device to another using the same network.
Yeah.
You said you can connect many computer or many devices on just a single software. So how can that actually be done? Can it be done either by the server or what?
By the server.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So now, having understood all the risks, how do we work around the risks involved with computer networks? Like I stated again, uh, you can stop the following risks. You can prevent your computer from being attacked. You can prevent equipment malfunction. You can stop your systems from failing. You can stop virus attacks. You can stop hackers from entering. So how do we prevent all the risks? Like when it comes to equipment malfunction, I told you already how to prevent it. The way to avoid it is go for the durable products that have good user review, where people have used and they have experienced them. So you want to go for those kind of products. When we come to system failures, what you can do is you do backups. You make copies of your network, of copy of your file, and then you do backups to a, because when there is a flood, that means your systems are damaged. You have to get another system to come up. So you do backup. Another thing you can do is for like the on ground or on site security, you try to make your environment very safe in terms of infrastructure. Fire outbreaks, electrical disturbance, try to use good electrical appliances, do good electrification in your place where you have your network, because it's very painful coming back to do something that you've done already. Wow, people, this thing is a serious problem. Why Zoom keep ending this meeting after 40 minutes? It's saying 10 minutes again. So we'll keep going. So for computer hackers, like we stated, try to use up-to-date softwares, because if your softwares that you use are not up to date, like your Windows operating system that you use, if they are not being updated regularly to come up with the patches that Microsoft or the proprietor have developed, you stand a chance of being hacked. Because the reason why companies send up updates is because they've noticed uh, failure in the system and they want to patch it. So you do regular updates. On virus attacks, they are stated, you put measures into place. Like for a particular network, you restrict people that you don't use external drives, you don't use pen drives. You deploy firewalls that can detect what kind of package can come into your network and what kind of package can leave your network. And on the overhaul, get a strong antivirus. Leave the free services. Free things are not always free. They got something about them that is not free. And to climb store, you have to get the trusted people to work with, because I've, I've gotten to learn that the majority of the hacking that go on around the world, the attacks, they come from people from within. The access come from people from within. So you want to make sure your staff are trained to body-day networking, the effect, what they stand to lose. So you want to train your staff, and you want to employ uh, staff that are aligned with your organization goal. So, like we stated, use proper firing and hiring practices. Hire people who you think are essential to your business. Fire people who you think are not necessary to your business. And then, having talked on computer networking, if anybody have a question, you can ask, or else. Okay, I see something in the chat session. Somebody is saying, is it advisable to use apps recommended by Microsoft on it? Of course, that's recommend that's advisable. The reason Microsoft will recommend apps to, how do you call it, we verify certain apps is because they trust them. So if you use Microsoft trusted app, you stand like less chances of facing problems, because Microsoft have verified, have gone on to test those apps, and then know that they are safe and secure. Then you can use them because they've gone through some sort of evaluation. Yeah, Terrence, your hand is up. Terrence, I see your hand up.
Yeah, your network is very, very bad. I ain't getting nothing ready.
Could that be my network or your network? Runoff, Robert, are you getting me?
Yeah, very clear. I think the problem is from him.
The problem is from
Yeah. Even though once in a while you come, but I think it's okay. It's not as bad, but he's saying.
Okay. So having understood the risks involved with network and knowing the benefits, we will now go on to discuss uh, what we think. So, uh, Joshua, do you think networking has improved anything? Or haven't improved anything? Joshua?
Yeah, I believe that networking has improved a lot of things.
Okay. Okay.
Because, for example, let's just say the banking system, where they got a lot of branches around, even across even in different countries. They got it there, but all of them still share the same data.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I believe that it's important.
Fine. That's a fine scenario, yes. Why you think that's it? I don't have to go to grocery up the hill to do a transaction.
Yeah.
I can stay right here and do
Yeah, LBDI, yeah, they get the branches all over, but
yes.
all of them, they got a hair branch, and the hair branch control everything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and all of them share the same.
Yes. Ronald Dolo, do you think we should use the concept of networking, or we should just, it is advisable to just continue with our traditional practices, knowing to the
No,
fact
no.
that networking have several risks. Can you back it with just a little statement?
Yes, it's good to use network, even though network have several risks, but the risks can be resolved in a way that sometimes it might be a cause of virus attack. If virus attack your network, you can still find solution to that to get rid of the virus. So networking is very important in a society because without network, even this information that we are sharing, we won't share it this way. It might be direct, even the direct communication it requires network. So networking is very important. I can send information to someone, maybe in America. The reason of that person getting that information is because of network. Some example can be like Orange, Liberia. We have our head office, and the head office is there to share every information with those local offices, maybe all across the country. So every information they send from the head office, everyone will receive that particular information because it caused by network. So networking is very important. So I believe that it's important, even though you have a lot of risk, but it still is important in society.
Thank
So
you.
we need to continue on using network. Thank you.
No problem. Terrence, I saw your hand up and the way you put it on. Got a point to make?
Yeah, you asked the first question. You said, "Now, do you think networking has improved anything?" First of all, we'll say yes, because once one of our brother just said about the wide area network and the small area network, and knowing that this wide area network here is now helping us today. What we're doing here, like we are doing an online virtual class study, like the Zoom app is helping us really helping us improve through a visual learning in this time of crisis. So in this case, networking has improved it very well.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move on. So that is it. Networking have improved a lot of things. If Kevin, you want to make a point?
Yeah, I want to make a point. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the first question here is I'm saying, now, do you think networking has improved anything? I think networking has improved a lot in our country, especially in these modern days, such that Ministry of Finance here can be able to publish information. They can be able to send information that Ministry of Finance or LRA in any part of the country will be able to receive. So I think networking has played a major role. They have improved our country system in terms of information dissemination. So networking is doing a lot of great things for us here now. And it has improved the livelihood of Liberians, such that you won't have to wait for LRA to send mail from Liberia here to send a personal mail, such as hard copy from here, where they will have to need transportation, they will have to need somebody to transport the information from here straight there. No, we don't need that. We need for everybody to connect to the network so that they will be able to access information. So it have improved the livelihood of Liberian right now. Networking is playing a